I just want to tell you a little bit about how I got to this point in my life. I never set out to be a baker. In 2005, I was hungry, and I was hungry for something that was sweet and not necessarily had sugar in it. And I went to some health food stores, and nothing really fit the bill. Everything had, organic on it, but evaporated cane juice, which is sugar. And I knew at the time that sugar was not good for you. Now people are starting to get that, but in 2005, which is not that long ago, really people were not really as aware of that fact, how bad sugar is. So I went to the aisle where they had the, the erythritols, the xylitols, the maltitols, all the tols, the nectars. I took everything home and I started to experiment. And I was not doing baking, like I said. I had to start, just from scratch and figure it out. And it took a long time, but I was determined. Like I said, I was hungry. And after about 6 to 8 months, some good stuff was coming out of the oven, some good cookies and cupcakes. And I thought that, there might be other people that are interested in the same thing. So I started my bakery in 2006, and it turns out other people were hungry too for the same thing. And I had been knocking on doors in Hollywood for about 10 years, prior to that, and all of a sudden Hollywood came calling. I was like, the person they wanted to meet and to eat, and everybody was, Gwyneth Paltrow and all the heads of the studios and Ray Romano and all the celebrities wanted this sugar-free organic stuff. So business was booming. I knew I had something special. In 2007, I got pregnant, and the medical community considered me an elderly pregnant person, and they told me about all the things that could go wrong with my pregnancy. So like any neurotic Jewish person, I worried for 9 months about things that really never happened, thank goodness. My son was born in 2008, and he seemed fine. We just went along, and I was grateful that he seemed healthy. But in 2009, when he turned 1, we gave him a little frozen yogurt, and 20 minutes later, he went into full-blown anaphylactic shock. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with this term. It means that his system recognized the casein in the dairy protein as an enemy, and his system started to shut down. His blood pressure dropped so significantly that he almost stopped breathing. And not at the time, but later I realized that not one doctor had warned us about food allergies, not one. And there were signs along the way that I had brought out, like he had severe eczema. And that is a sure sign that something is wrong with the immune system. But nobody said anything. Nobody said, you better be careful, or have an EpiPen in that. Nothing. Like we had nothing. No Benadryl, no EpiPen. So this was a very scary moment. I have never felt so helpless in my entire life. Luckily, we live in a city where there's an ambulance and fire station right nearby, and he was saved. Further testing and anaphylactic shock later, because I gave him some other things like flaxseed. Who knew flaxseed cracker could send him into anaphylactic shock, but it did. And we eventually learned, he's 6 now, we eventually learned all the things that he's allergic to. So I got involved with the food allergic community, and I realized that there are a lot of people out there, not just my son, that have these allergies. There are 17 million to be exact. So I thought, I'm going to revamp my bakery so that everyone who has these allergies, who has celiac, who has an intolerance, who has anaphylactic allergies, can eat safely and not worry about cross-contamination. So in 2010, after several years of development, figuring out how to make it dairy-free, egg-free, nut-free, soy-free, gluten-free, shellfish-free, well, that's not an issue really, but all the top 8 allergens, plus what my son is allergic to, which is flaxseed and sesame free, I reopened in 2010, being free of all those allergens. And business got even more busy. It just seemed to be what people need. And I realized that not everybody can come to Los Angeles to order, and shipping is very expensive, and I wanted to make things accessible to people. So I wrote all my recipes down, and luckily a publisher thought that was a good idea, and my book was published in November of 2013. And it started to win awards. I thought, oh, it's going to be lost in the shuffle, but it actually won several awards because it has so many. It fits the needs of so many things. The sugar-free and all the top 8 allergens, and the gluten-free, and the recipes are good. So it won a lot of awards, and I wanted to share with you one of the things that people, especially moms, they come up to me and they say, I don't know what to give my son or my daughter before soccer practice, or to put in their lunchbox as a snack. Can you do energy bars? So in my book, I devoted an entire chapter to energy bars that will not go bad. I mean, you can just wrap them in an airtight little thing, put them in your daughter or son's backpack. It stays all day. They could have it before soccer practice or at lunch. You could take it to work. I mean, these things are very shelf stable, and they're delicious and very nutritious. So they were made to be nutritionally pleasing and packed, and palate pleasing as well. And what I decided to share with you today is my fudgy Fig-A-Mama-Jig bars. I personally love Fig Newtons. When I was a kid, I loved Fig Newtons. I don't know if anybody remember. I don't know, do they still have them? Yes, Fig Newtons and chocolate, and combine it. What's better than that? So I start with my figs. Dried figs are available all year round. You don't have to worry about it being seasonal. You can get dried figs. These are Calamirna. I recommend Calamirna, but you can use any dried fig that you have in your house or in your grocery store. And I use a dozen. And what I do is I destem them and just put them in the food processor with a little water, and I puree it. Very easy. And the whole thing is done in one bowl, so no mess, except for one bowl, so it's not too bad. And then we have gluten-free oats. Now, you may know this, oats are naturally gluten-free. However, they are grown in fields with wheat, usually. And the wind blows invariably at some point and will cross-contaminate the oats. So you can't just go to a bulk bin at Whole Foods and take oats and say, oh, they're gluten-free. They're not. So companies like Bob's Red Mill have discovered to make their little fields dedicated to oats only, and call them gluten-free oats, and charge twice as much. And we buy them, but I'm not making fun. It's true. It's actually important to be safe, and if you pay a premium, that's okay, because it's better than being sick. So that's okay. They charge more. So gluten-free oats, we put in 4 cups into our pureed figs, and then I came up with a gluten-free flour mix that I speak about in the book. I tell you how to make it, because I wanted to put every gluten-free flour that has nutrition and fiber into my mix, because when I looked at the ingredients and mixes that I see in the stores, it's like white rice flour and potato starch, which probably has no nutritional value whatsoever. Maybe a little bit, but it's very high glycemic and not good for you. I said, I'm going to come up with a recipe for a gluten-free flour mix that has high fiber, high protein, high vitamins, high minerals, low glycemic. And I did my research, and the winners were sorghum, high in B vitamins and fiber, millet flour, a host, it's alkaline, has a lot of minerals and vitamins, and it has serotonin, so you can meditate while you bake. Then we have quinoa flour, which is a superfood. This is not even a grain. So it's a seed related to the spinach family. So, I mean, quinoa is a protein unto itself. I can't even go into all the benefits of quinoa. I'm sure you've been hearing about all the benefits of quinoa. It is a superfood beyond belief. I am jealous of this seed. It has everything. And so that's in it. Teff flour is high in vitamin E. And, oh, I think I covered it all. And there's a little starch. You must put starch into your gluten-free flour mix. So I use tapioca, which has some calcium and minerals. So that's and I talk about what the proportions are. So a cup and a quarter go into your 1 bowl. Then we have pumpkin seeds. Now, being that there's so many allergies to nuts now, you know, kids cannot bring nuts to school usually. I mean, at least that's the way it is at schools that I know. There are a lot of nut-free schools, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of people here have nut allergies in their families. Pumpkin seeds are a fabulous substitution. Not only are they delicious, but they have so much nutrition. And I'm telling you, if you have these every day, it will be life-enhancing. Life-enhancing. There's so many health benefits to pumpkin seeds that you have never realized. I didn't realize it till I did my research. That, like, I don't have to force myself because it's delicious, but I remember, oh, I have to have some pumpkin seeds today because I want to be healthier. I mean, zinc, calcium, antioxidants, they're alkaline, so if you eat acidic food, this counteracts that. It's alkaline, and this is what stands out to me the most. They're a plant-based source of omega-3s. Omega-3 fatty acids are what you think of as in fish, but they're in pumpkin seeds. So if fish is one of your allergens or your child, have them eat some pumpkin seeds, and they're taken care of in that department. And then, you have to look at the recipe. I forgot how much I put in. Then, cacao powder is my fudge. I mean, when it's in this recipe, it actually tastes fudgy, which is miraculous. Now, when you buy cacao powder, be careful when you look at the label that it's not processed, because cacao powder in its raw state has magnesium and polyphenols and flavonols and a lot of antioxidants, actually very, very healthy. But when they process it, you know, they alkalize it, they Dutch process it. Don't go Dutch with your cocoa powder. It is not good for you. It takes out all the nutrients. Raw is the best. If you can't get raw, then just get something that hasn't been processed. So I think 1/3 of a cup goes into that. Then we have sea salt. Sea salt has electrolytes. You need that in an energy bar. I think I just use 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we have our liquids. Coconut oil is the superfood of all superfoods. It has medium chain fatty acids, which boost your metabolism. So what better oil to put in an energy bar than coconut oil, which boosts your metabolism, and it helps you burn calories. And it also contains a host of antioxidants and minerals and vitamins, and specifically what makes it very unique is that it contains lauric acid, which is found in breast milk, which boosts your immunity. So this is something that I encourage you to use not only in these bars, but in everything you use oil for. Now you can get extra virgin, which will taste, thank you very much. You can get extra virgin, which will taste like coconut, or you can get refined. Refined will not taste like coconut, and it still gives you the benefits of the coconut. In my recipe for this, I don't use the extra virgin. I don't necessarily like the taste of the coconut in these, but you can use coconut if that's a flavor you want to bring out. So use the extra virgin. If not, use refined. You still get the health benefits. I also use, for sweetener, coconut nectar. I'm just curious, who's heard of coconut nectar? Oh, you have? Oh, good. Are you from Indianapolis? Bloomington? Oh, Indiana, okay. Oh, okay. So a lot of people haven't heard of this. It is new. It is the sap from the coconut tree that they have figured out a way to extract. It's minimally processed, so it maintains the minerals, the vitamins, the antioxidants, and I'm telling you, this is out of this, oh, and it's low glycemic, which is very important, because a lot of the sweeteners, like people say, oh, I'll just use honey, oh, I'll just use maple syrup. Those are not low glycemic, those are high glycemic, and you don't want that. You don't want to, give a rush to your blood sugar. It's not good for you. It causes inflammation and a lot of bad things. You want to keep, especially the sweeteners, low glycemic. And I put in a cup of that into this, and I'm telling you, out of this world. It's just like sugar. You won't miss sugar, and you will get the health benefits as well. As a matter of fact, if you have a question about anything, you could ask me while you think of it, just in case you forget, because I know I would forget. Stevia is, I just use a little bit of stevia. Is also sweetener. It comes from Paraguay. It's a plant in Paraguay. It's a stevia plant. I only use a little bit. A lot of people complain of an aftertaste, or it's bitter. I have found a company called KAL. It's online or in the stores, but if you don't want to go to the store, it's on Amazon, and it doesn't have an aftertaste, and it doesn't give that bitter quality. It's delicious, and you only need a little bit, and it just gives that extra sweetness, bumps it up just a little bit, so everything is perfect. And I use the combination of the coconut nectar and the stevia in my recipes to make it taste like sugar, so that there's no, yes? Monk fruit, yes. Sure, you can use monk fruit. Yeah, this lady is talking about monk fruit, which is also a very highly concentrated sweetener, like 300 times sweeter than sugar, which is what stevia is. And she's asking if she could substitute monk fruit for the stevia, and yes, you can, if that's something you want to do. It's still very healthy. They're both very healthy. I just started with stevia. People keep saying, oh, you should try the monk fruit. I haven't gotten around to that yet, but yes, you can substitute it for the stevia, absolutely. So that's what you do, and then you take a 15 by 10 inch pan. So everything is done manually. There is no blender involved. All it is a spoon and your elbow grease, and you just mix it up, and it's very easy. And you just take a 15 by 10 inch pan like this and grease it, and put parchment paper over it, and when you grease it, it sticks, which is what you want, because before I learned this trick, I used to just put the parchment paper, and when I tried to spread the batter, the parchment paper would move all around, and I would be really frustrated. So this prevents that from happening when you spread your mixture, and then you bake the granola bars for 25 minutes at 300. And it comes out very nice, and then you can cut it any way you like. I use a pizza wheel, and it makes nice straight lines, but you can use a knife, whatever you have in the house, whatever you want to do, or you can just break it up and make it into granola. People do that as well, and they have cereal in the morning. So it's very versatile, and I have samples for you to try. The samples were actually made with the extra virgin. I'm talking about how I don't like it with extra virgin, but somebody made these for me in Indiana who has a gluten-free facility. I wanted it to be safe for everybody, and she used the extra virgin. She didn't know, but you know what? It came out really good. So it'll be good. Yes. Yes. You could. I use parchment paper because I don't like to clean the pan. But you could absolutely just use oil and put the mixture in without part. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to not make a mess because I hate scrubbing pans. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just oil the pan and put the mixture in the pan, and it'll be the same thing. Yeah. You could. I don't use sprays, but yeah, to make it easy, yeah, just spray the pan with coconut oil, whatever you have, whatever oil you use. What I wanted to tell you before I pass out the samples is I have some things to give away because I'm going on a plane and I can't take stuff with me. So let's see, what should I give away? I'm going to give away this. This is very expensive. But like I say, I always talk about, you know, a lot of people complain about expensive ingredients. But what I say to them is, it is cheaper than the cost of a health care bill or a hospital bill. I always say that because it is absolutely true. I am married to a doctor, and he tells me firsthand what he sees in his clinic, and it is very sad. And I get depressed because these people don't know that, you know, what they eat for 20 years or 30 years is going to affect them later on, and they get diabetes and they get heart disease and they get cancer at young ages because they were not informed about food. And if they had eaten well earlier on, of course genetics plays a part, I'm sure, but I know that when you're informed, you make better decisions about how you live. And I know, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that it does affect your health later on. So yes, this is expensive. This is about $9, or you know, depending on where you get it, a bottle for this much. But it's worth it because this is better than sugar, even though sugar is really cheap. And if you use this for sweetening, whatever you like to sweeten, it will save your life later on. So anyway, so I'm going to be giving this away at around noon. I'm going to have them announce it. But what I'd like, if you're interested in winning it, you can give me your business card or just write your name down, and I'm going to put it in my mixing bowl. And I'm going to mix it up, and I'll pick a winner at noon today. And then you will get your free coconut nectar, and you can start making my recipes with it. What else will I give away? Let's see. Do I want to give this away? I don't know. What else should I give away? I could give away the extra virgin coconut oil, but it's I did scoop it out a little bit, so it's not. It has been used. If you want a used bottle of coconut, no, it's like a little bit. It's not really that much. It was just a little scoop with a spoon. I'll give away that as well. And then I'll think about what else I can give away. But anyway, if you're interested, just give me that, your name and your email address in my mixing bowl. I will take that. And then I am available to sign books if you'd like. And if you're interested in the book, I'm available on email to answer any questions you have. When you make the recipes, just email me. Oh, you know, this didn't come out. Can you tell me why? Or, well, you know, where do I get this? Or, you know, I like to help because I want people to bake this way. I think that anyone in the world should bake this way, even if you don't have allergies, because it's healthier than conventional baking. So, do you have any questions about anything? Yes.
In your book, you address the question of substitution. Like, for example, your son is allergic to flax.
Yes.
You cannot do quinoa.
Oh.
You can think of substitution.
Okay. Yes. Well, if you don't want to use quinoa flour, then add a little bit more of the teff, or add a little bit more of the sorghum. It's only 1/4 cup in the formula. Just substitute in what you would use for the quinoa. Any other questions about anything? I'm available at booth 305 all day. I'll be there till 4 o'clock. If you think of something that you didn't think of now, I'll be there. And I could talk to you then. And as I said, I'll announce a winner later on, and somebody will be the lucky recipient of this nectar. So yeah, so come up, ask questions. I can hand out the samples now, and you'll see if you're interested. Thank you so much. So all of you live in Indiana? Y'all live in Indiana? Yeah? You like it here? It's lovely. It's very humid. Yes, it's very, very humid. That is faux show. My hair does not like it, but it's okay. It's a nice change from Los Angeles. All right, so I'm looking at faces. All right, they're eating it. Smiles, I see some smiles. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, I get a thumbs up from row A2. The lady in row A2 gives a thumbs up. Ah, the lady in row B4. Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
How many do you need? Oh, okay. Is that it? Okay. Yes. Oh, no control. Yeah, you know, yeah, this is probably not a good brand for that because it does say it was processed in a facility. You know what? I have to look into that. If you give me your email, I'll look into a brand that doesn't have any cross-contamination. Cacao, yes. Yes. It does have caffeine. I think you can. I've never done it, but I don't see why it wouldn't come out good. She's asking if you can substitute carob powder for the cacao powder, and I think you can, and I think it would come out just as good. Yes. You could substitute carob powder. She doesn't want to have the caffeine from the cacao. So, some people are allergic to cacao powder, so they can't have it. Yeah. Oh, it's in Pasadena. Yes. Yeah, but you should call because we deliver to Santa Monica for free, so you don't have to schlep to Pasadena. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know when you come out. Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, wow. Okay. Wonderful. Wow. Thank you. Okay, so I'll announce this at noon. I will announce the winner of the of these ingredients, and then I hope to see you at my booth. It's booth 305, the author booth. And I'm so happy you came. I'm so happy to be here. And like I said, if you have any questions later on that you didn't think of, you can always email me at Debbie, D-E-B-B-I-E, and it's the name of my company, Sweet Debbie's Organic Cupcakes.com. And it's online as well. You could find the email address if you didn't get this whole thing. I know it's a cumbersome email address, but it works. So I hope to hear from you, and I would love to keep in touch, and if there's any way I could help you, I would love to. Enjoy the show, and I will see you later.